guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, you are so welcome. Today I'm going to talk about fatherlessness, and fatherlessness is honestly an epidemic in this country. I don't even know why I laughed, but it's a serious thing in this country. What do I mean by fatherlessness? As women, we grow up without fathers in our lives. We grow up without a father figure in our life. We grow up without experiencing that unconditional love that comes from a father or a man who's older than us, whom we trust, and they actually earn our trust. And why am I talking about this today? I was actually having a discussion with a friend of mine, and she told me that she was discussing something with a psychologist, and the psychologist basically was discussing like theories of growing up and things that happen to us as children that shape us into who we are as adults in terms of love. Now, there are different things that happen to us that shape our idea of what love is and how love should look like and what it looks like. Okay? So let's say as a child, you grew up in a household where your father was never there. He was never around, or maybe he left your mom when you were quite young, or maybe left your mom when you had grown up a little bit. And this kind of shaped your whole world of what love is. You grow up becoming extremely clingy to the point where whatever guy comes around, you want to hold on to him, even if it's not good for you, just because your idea of love is skewed. Now, as we grow up, we sort of realize that when I'm good, then I will be rewarded. When I'm bad, then I'm not worthy of loving. Okay? That is the one idea that we have. And that in itself is not unconditional love, because unconditional love should be constant. Unconditional love should always be present. Unconditional love should always be there. Whether you are good or bad, should grow up knowing that your parents love you and they will always love you. You will always be able to come home, bring that 30% fail test, and they will embrace you and say, honey, we know you can do better. But this isn't the case, and that is why we grew up with a skewed idea of what love is. And we think the more we do, the more we have, the more loved we will be, the more loved we will feel. Even in relationships, a man will be amazingly insecure dating a woman who's earning more than him. On the one side, it's because he's supposed to be the provider, as we believe. But on the other side, he grows up to be amazingly insecure in this relationship, overly protective, even possessive. And this is like a breeding ground for abuse. He begins to emotionally abuse this woman, knowing that by keeping her super low, he's able to keep her latched to him, and she'll never leave, because she'll never believe that another man will be able to love her. Now, one of the results of fatherlessness is that children grow up ready, wanting somebody's acceptance so badly that they're willing to do anything and everything in order to be accepted by this person, by a group of people, or by chosen person, let's say. Peer pressure, and peer pressure isn't only around puberty, guys. Puberty, university, college, work life, peer pressure is a constant thing. And you'll find that some people never outgrow being or giving into peer pressure. You'll find that some people never outgrow giving into peer pressure. You'll see this person is mature, they look matured, they're like 27 years old, they're working, but they're still trying to earn other people's approval. They're still working really hard to impress people. They're still working really hard to try and be like somebody else, because they believe that if they are like somebody else, they will be more loved than they are when they're themselves. It's a tragedy that affects us to the core, because when you grow up as a woman who has never had your father present, or maybe you don't even know who your father is, or maybe he was in the house somewhere but he was always distant, you grow up with a skewed idea of love. And what happens is, when you're in a relationship, you accept whatever comes because you believe that you are not worthy of unconditional love. So a man decides, he's just going to test the waters and emotionally abuse you here and there. And what this does, it creates a cycle now, and you are in that cycle, and you want to stay because you've been together for a really long time. Your friends think you're such a cute couple. People admire you. You get thousands of likes on Instagram every time you post a picture of the two of you together. But ultimately, you are not happy in that relationship. You're not respected. But you don't recognize that it is not a loving relationship, because your idea of love is you always trying and trying and trying to the core of who you are, to the point where this man becomes your God. He becomes your idol. You idolize him. And when he's not pleased with you, your day completely is ruined. When he's happy with you, you are at the top of your game. You're feeling confident in yourself. You're feeling extra gorgeous because he's happy with you. But the minute that he's not, the minute he mistreats you, you all of a sudden think it's your fault. You think, I shouldn't have said that. I upset him. Another thing about fatherlessness is that whatever attention we receive, we think it's the one. We think, I need to work hard to keep it. We think he's gonna leave me if I don't give it up. Ladies, side chicks, oh my goodness, I don't even have words. And this is genuinely something that is wrong with our core. Not just with your core beliefs up here, but with your heart. How is it that you are okay being a side chick? How is it that you are satisfied being somebody's side person? Meaning that you are not worthy of being recognized as the main woman. You're not worthy of giving his all to. That is literally what it means. And it's not even Bible bashing or anything like that. But ultimately, there is something very wrong if you think that as a side chick, you will one day be the main chick. And this is quite deep to talk about. So let me just tread carefully here and say this. Ladies, we need to recognize that maybe we don't know what love is. We need to recognize that we have not received unconditional love. Some of you don't even know what unconditional love is. Some of you don't even know what it means to give unconditional love, let alone receive unconditional love. We need to raise a generation of women who are not afraid to stand up for what is right, even if they stand alone. And how do we do that? We need to heal in ourselves where you are right now. Recognize the situation for what it is. Maybe it's a toxic relationship. Maybe it's even a toxic friendship. You just keep giving and giving, and they make you feel bad for any time you say no. We need to begin to heal from the inside out, not from the outside in. This is not something that can be taken away by a weekend spa session of self-love and pampering. This is not something that can be removed by you buying yourself, I don't know, how many Gucci bags, how many Gucci heels, by you pampering yourself on the outside, making sure you look gorgeous all the time so that you don't feel, that you're not worthy of love. This is not something that we can remove simply by going to church once and fitting in, pretending to be righteous in any manner, shape, or form. How then? How can we counteract this? And what is the remedy? Stay tuned for part 2 of this video, where I'm going to get into what it is that you can do as a woman today. Additional love. What it is that you can do as a woman who is in desperate need of unconditional love. You don't even recognize what it is. Be blessed.